Shalom, Israel. It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. So just to be clear, while everybody is focused on the PSYOP, known as the P. Diddy raid, bridges all across America is literally collapsing. Now, I done already told y'all that the Diddy house raid was a Hollywood production and Diddy himself is a federal informant. And now, today, you see videos going viral on World Star of Diddy chopping it up with the feds and kicking it with them, having cordial conversation. But meanwhile, the bridges are under attack. Now, some of you all know about some of the more notable news briefs that's going around about these collapses, such as Baltimore and Minneapolis. But no, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. 35 bridges have collapsed all across the United States of America. 35 of them. We're going to talk about each and every one of them. I'm going to pull the sources up for y'all. Now, to me, that sounds like escape routes are being hit. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, if I'm utilizing astute observation and I'm paying attention with a watchful eye, looking at all the chaos that's going on within the states, it looks like they're trying to cut off people's escape route. Because you're talking about all these intersections, major highways that lead to various other highways just collapsing out of nowhere. Now, let's talk about it. Let's pull it up on the news, right? I got my tablet here. Let me pull this up. Hopefully y'all can see this. So, ships have been colliding with key bridges, but we're supposed to believe this is just happening all at once, you know, simultaneously. And this is not by design. Nah, I'm not finna believe that.
Good morning. At approximately 1:30 a.m., a cargo ship leaving the Port of Baltimore struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge. This caused a catastrophic collapse of the bridge.
Hold on.
First responders from the Maryland Transportation Authority, the Toll Authority, and our federal, state, local partners immediately responded to the scene. At this time, this is an active search and rescue mission. We know there were individuals on the bridge at the time of the collapse working on the bridge, contractors for us. Our partners from the
My bad, y'all.
will
Y'all can
provide
hear it.
more information momentarily. In terms of traffic, drivers should avoid I-695 Southeast Corridor and use I-95 and I-895 as alternatives. I-695 is being detoured southbound at exit 43, the Peninsula Expressway, and northbound at exit 2, Route 10. Vessel traffic into and out of the Port of Baltimore is suspended until further notice, but the port is still open for truck transactions. Obviously, we're very thankful for the first responders who are carrying out their efforts in these rescues, and that they're doing this all through the night today. And we're praying, obviously, for everyone's safe return. We'll continue to provide updates to you, the next one being approximately 9:30. With that, I will turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Palmer from the U.S. Coast Guard.
Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Commander Aaron Palmer from Coast Guard Sector Maryland National Capital Region. I'm the current acting chief of response for the sector. The Coast Guard's primary mission right now is search and rescue, looking for any survivors in the water. On scene, we currently have...
So there was casualties involved. You know, it's an unfortunate situation, but for some reason, only Minneapolis and Baltimore is getting any real news coverage. But peep this, ladies and gentlemen. I got an article here that's telling you that reportedly there's been 35 bridge collapses, 35 of them. You got and this is leading, and this has been over the years, like, and over the last few years, and this is strange. You got Pops Ferry Bridge, Queen Isabel. You got Eads Bridge, Big Bayou Bridge, Seaber Bridge, Sunshine Skyway Bridge. That's just to name a few, right? Um, but what's happening is America's infrastructure. The question is, what's happening? Is America's infrastructure just literally falling apart? Or is it something that we should be paying attention to? Is it something that we should, well, if the infrastructure is falling apart, we need to be paying attention to that as well. But is it something we should be preparing for? Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot going on. And we're talking about these bridges collapsing are leading to a lot of people's routes getting cut off if something was to take place. 2nd Esdras 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. I mean, the scriptures are jumping off the page. We're in a time where we should be really watchful what's going on. We should be truly paying attention to what's happening in this society right now. I mean, bridges just collapsing while we're being distracted by P. Diddy, while we're being distracted by, all of these things that's really asinine. It's not resulting in anything, but just to keep you distracted. Somebody said all the North Sea content appearing in my feed too, something weird going to happen with the container ships. Right. I believe it's some willful incompetence going on. I believe that whatever they have planned next, we're going to see. These people operate in order out of chaos. It really works like this, brothers and sisters. Nothing they do is by chance. I got to put it to you this way. There's no other way to say this. And I hope people really take this serious. We at war. We are at war. If you look at what happened within the last 5 years with train derailments, contaminating the air with toxic materials. If you look at the cattle catching a blaze, all this wild stock, this wildlife being set ablaze, all of these farms being burnt down. We are at war. It's no other way to say it. And if you're not sober and vigilant and aware of what's going on, you can get caught up. You can become stagnant. You could become a lazy energy. You could become a selfish energy. You could really go back into the world if you're not paying attention what's happening. It's like these people have to be setting a stage for something. They have to be setting a stage for something. And I know people, they like to say I'm some type of conspiracy theorist. No, I am a man with a watchful eye. If you telling me that bridges are all of a sudden collapsing across the United States, and it's just happening simultaneously, and these are highways that lead up to major highways, I'm talking about escape routes. When you look at the map and you look at where these bridges are hit, these are connectors. This is what's happening. Connectors are being hit. So when you look at what's taking place, should we really be entertaining the nonsense at this point in time? Should we be watchful? Absolutely. Some of you brothers and sisters got to get away from some people in your life because they are okay with this mundane reality, and they're okay with being stagnant and being still and not being proactive. They okay without, they okay being complacent at war. It's nothing worse than somebody being at war and don't even know they're in war. It's nothing worse than somebody being on a battlefield and they are totally asleep on the battlefield. That's horrible. Especially you brothers out here. You got to know what's going on. Somebody said, hey, America has already fallen. This is Mystery Babylon. Well, it's fallen. The Bible says it has fallen, it's fallen. It has become the inhabitant of all foul birds and all foul spirits. So it says that it's fallen, meaning it ain't gonna fall all at once. It's happening gradually and incrementally. Somebody says there was explosions in the middle of the night. How many people in here in Maryland right now? Because I'm not sure if that's where you're talking about. If Irene, are you in Maryland and you've heard explosions? Somebody says, I keep my eyes open for sure. Pray and stay away from wickedness that people try to bring me. Absolutely. Felicia says she's in Maryland. There's people in PG County, Baltimore City's in the house. Yeah, man, that's something to consider. You know, whatever they got going on in the DMV, you know, we got to be watchful towards those things. You know, my only job is to spread awareness about these situations, you know. But meanwhile, we worried about P. Diddy getting raided, and P. Diddy ain't leaving in no cuffs. P. Diddy ain't been charged with anything. The news gives you distractions, smoke and mirrors. Somebody said, what's DMV? DC, Maryland, and Virginia. The news gives you distractions, and they really don't give you anything that's concrete. They talk you in circles on their broadcast, and that's what happens. Meanwhile, look at what's going on in the world. Now, we seen in the movie Leave the World Behind. We seen it clear as day. All of the electric cars stuck on the road. Stuck still. People unable to move. We know that recently they've upgraded their protocols when it comes to the building of these vehicles, claiming that in the next couple years, all these whips, all these cars gonna have kill switches in them. Meaning they can just shut your vehicle down, and if there's martial law going on. So they're coming up with ways. They're coming up with ways to try to shut the grid down. They want you stagnant. You know, it's time for brothers to broaden their horizons, do some traveling, go outside of the major cities, because the Bible tells you in the book of Esdras, there'll come a time where a man would desire to leave out of that city, and it's a no-go. You desire to go from one town to the next or one city to the next, and you ain't gonna be able to do that. It's gonna come a time where you see military everywhere, different personnel. We talking about foreign troops be in our communities. They already showing you that they don't mind outsourcing you. They already showed you that they don't mind bringing foreigners in and replacing you. And it's gonna come a time where they're gonna police you. People who don't have no love for you or no respect for your plight will be in your communities in these cities. Mark my words, I'm telling you this. Where it becomes normal when you just see military personnel everywhere. And then all of these words and sentiments that I utter to you, they're just gonna echo in your minds. 2nd Esdras 15 and 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. This is a fact. This is the time that we coming into. You can't tell me all these bridges is just collapsing for no reason. That ain't making sense right there. Hold on, let me pull this up. Y'all can listen.
We have 3 small boats. We also have Coast Guard cutter Mako, an 87-foot patrol boat. We have a helicopter from Air Station Atlantic City, and we're working with numerous federal, state, and local partners on scene on these search and rescue.
That's Baltimore. Let's go to Minneapolis.
Searching for music for your next video? Then you need to check.
In 2007, under-engineering, lax regulation, ever-increasing static load, combined with ongoing inadequate inspection.
And you know what? And this is what's going on. Ongoing failure and I would call it negligence in this country. There's a lot of negligence going on. It's a lot of that going on in New York as well. And this is why in the slightest bit of rain, you see a lot of flooding going on. I mean, the infrastructure may have something to do with this. Let me put it out there. Let me just say this. The infrastructure may have something to do with the negligence and willful incompetence of the American people. That's a possibility. But nonetheless, it's a lot of irony in where these things are happening. King Connect, thanks for the support, says they are definitely preparing for something bigger. We got to make sure we are preparing on all aspects, especially spiritually. Gotta be diligent. Absolutely. Gotta be diligent out here. And you know, and when I'm telling people to prepare, I don't want people to be in the spirit of being fearful, because the Most High is going to make a way for his people. Nonetheless, I don't want people to be lazy or lackadaisical in no way either. I want brothers and sisters to think outside the confines of where they at. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, these things aren't going to get no better in this country. And you got to be prepared to be your own, you know, your own leader at some point. And stop relying on politicians, governors, and everybody else to fix this. EG says the cargo ship clearly saw they were going the wrong way and kept going at full force. That is crazy. That's what I'm saying. It's strange. Now, in that situation, the cargo ship hit it. And the situation in Baltimore, that's straight up. They don't have nothing to do with the infrastructure. That seems like an attack. That seems like an attack, and it seems on purpose. You understand? And somebody said the ship also had multiple power failures. See? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of willful incompetence here. I don't know if y'all seen, there's some footage going around of Boeing airplanes. And there's pretty much an undercover reporter walking through the airport, and he's interviewing the employees. And he's asking them, would y'all fly on this airplane? Would y'all fly on this airplane? And the people are booing like, hell nah. Because we see how these things get put together here. We see what's going on here. You know, the people of Boeing who are building the ships, they're telling you the material is cheap. They telling you that, you know, the resources are limited. There's a lot of negligence that go on there. People who building this say they would never fly those planes. They would never get in those planes. And see, and this is why we're going to see a lot of catastrophes here in this country, bro. We're going to see a lot of things like this happen. Because this is what they did. They poisoned the people psychologically. They poisoned the people through the food. They poisoned the people through other measures. And we talking eugenics, you know, through the veins of the people. They poisoned the people in so many ways. Listen, people walking around don't even know the time of day, let alone be able to, you know, do things properly. And that's what's happening. And this is why I tell people all the time, man, when we talk about getting prepared, we talking about mentally, physically, and spiritually. We're talking about, you know, eating the right foods, get you some exercise, get you some sunlight. All of these things are necessary. We're talking about your spiritual health got to be on point. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a good relationship with the Creator. Stay in your scriptures. Stay away from toxic people. And you got to prepare physically too, meaning, look, stock up on certain things. If you know you live in a city and there's a lot of road work going on major intersections and crossways, you got to be aware of what's going on around. You got to be watchful. You know what I'm saying? If you're a person who has certain medications you need, you got to make sure you got those ahead of time in case something shut down and the grocery stores are not open. You know, if you're a person who have a lot of turmoil in your city and there's a lot going on, you got to have that overnight bag that's already packed up where you can hop in your whip and just pull off. Keep your car filled with gas so you can hit the freeway at any given time in case something happened with the gas stations again. Like these little things as men, you got to keep in mind. You got to keep these things in mind. That's our job as men, you know, to protect our families and take preemptive measures when things are arise, you know, when things are, you know, on the brink, especially what's going on in this country. You got migrants posted up in people's houses. You got people literally, you know what I'm saying, squatting in people's homes and things of that nature. Yep. Shout out to Ringo TV Reactions. He's in the building. Y'all subscribe to that brother there. He says, I have the video. They target the bridge and sail into it, but that wasn't what caused it. They took the bridge out ran a play of an accident. Bridge imploded purposely. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Yep. I seen some of the footage. Let me see if I can actually find that footage here. Although the sun is shining kind of bright, y'all not going to be able to see it here on my tablet, but I'm telling you, man, maybe later on I got to take a look at that footage and share it with y'all, even if I share it with y'all on the community section. But, man, you know, I just don't believe these things are by chance. I don't believe these things are by chance at all. You know, I truly believe that even going as far back as to Hurricane Katrina. Man, if we believe in that they ain't blow them levees, man, this country is all about problem, reaction, and solution. Problem, reaction, solution. Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. That's a fact. That's a fact, because there's a lot of sin going on, a lot of wickedness. And the Most High is not pleased. Most High is not pleased with it. You know, we living in that time as men. We got to really pay attention to what's happening in these times and start to, you know, really begin to build and start to focus on what's important in this day and age. And, you know, as men, we gotta be watchful of everything that's taking place. Somebody said it's a Hegelian dialectic. No, a Hegelian dialect is something different. That's when they use two opposing sides to basically play against the middle. That's what you have in politics. Someone says, I believe it was done intentionally. Who knows if they wanted to bring down the bridge so nobody could come in or out. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. This seemed like they're trying to ruin escape routes. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't sit up here and tell y'all I know what day is going to happen, when these things are going to show their horns, right? All I can tell you is something is brewing. And anybody who sit up here and tell you, like, yeah, on this day, that's going to happen. On this day, this is going to happen. That's a false prophet. That's a person who is just lying to you, fear-mongering, trying to get you to, you know what I'm saying, be, you know, full of anxiety and things of that nature. But all I can tell you is whatever's happening is going to have something to do with us being able to travel freely. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen beta tests ran out. We've seen a couple years ago where they shut the gas stations down. So I don't know, man. They're trying to come up with ways. Somebody said cutting off the food supply chain. I mean, this is why we're supposed to be planting our own gardens and building for ourselves. Somebody said this ship was from China. Interesting. Somebody said this definitely the real deal. Don't be no fools, not up for discussion. Real talk. Let me see. Somebody says Singapore is Chinese and TikTok and the ship was on its way to Singapore. Correct. I'm from Baltimore City. Shout out to the DMV area. Y'all just be watchful of what's going on out there. And You know, we got to pay attention. Somebody said Putin opened the gates when he said Jesus was black. That's why they attacked recently. Man, listen, I've seen a lot of Christians reacting to what was said about Jesus being black, and I'm disappointed. I'm just disappointed, bro. I'm not even going to get into that. I could talk about that, but I want to stay on topic. But I'm disappointed in how they just refuse to accept their own identity and try to, they want to make everything exclusive for everybody, and they just want to tickle people's ears. And it's amazing some of the things I see on social media, bro. Like just somebody in the chat said, what color was his soul? That's what I'm talking about. Like anything to try to like stop what's going on with this great awakening. And I'm hearing that Trump, I don't know, Trump must have posted something regarding some of the same settlements that Putin put out, and the world is going crazy. The world is going crazy, right? They don't know what to think. They don't know what to say. It's something about a black Jesus that really, really is bothering them when they're hearing Gentile leaders, so-called kings of the world, when you see them talking about it. It's just something about that that really ruffles people's feathers and bothers them. But nonetheless, the truth is the truth, and you can feel how you want to feel, right? You can feel how you want to feel. When I covered that topic, I brought nothing but scripture out. Nothing but scripture out. But at the end of the day, people can be asleep all they want. All I know is these things are coming out for a reason, because something is coming here. Something is about to happen here. And I feel like the Gentile nations, the kings of the earth, the leaders, they know something is coming. So it's like they're trying to wash their hands with certain things. They're trying to abstain themselves from judgment. They're putting certain information out there, but people don't want to see it. Because let me tell y'all something. As much as we get here on Gather and talk about, you know, what's true, what's real, there's people who really fight for this demonic system. There's people who fight tooth and nail to uphold this Babylonian structure. Even religious folks, there's people who fight to hold on to what this is. It's almost like it's a defense mechanism embedded in them. Jay Smokes, thanks for the contribution. He says, New Breed, contact me, please. I don't understand why you said that when I'm the one you should be contacting. I have an Instagram, I have an email, a website, all of these ways that you can reach out. I don't know why you would say, send me 10 and say contact you. I don't even know who you are. I don't understand that. If it's something important that somebody contacts me with, then I'm going to get back up with you if it's something that's going towards the mission and doing what we're doing. I don't get that. Somebody said, everybody new day in Babylon. It's a new chance for God to speak to the hearts of the lost. Yeah, the Most High is speaking to us every day through the signs of the times and through what's happening. Like, ain't no way, you know, a bridge and various bridges just gonna be collapsing, and ain't no way a ship just gonna roll up in Baltimore like that and just hit the bridge, and you know nobody is understanding what's happening. It just happened, right? Nah, ain't no way. Somebody said this reminds me of when Pilate washed his hands after the people said they want Jesus to die instead of Barnabas. Right. That's a good point. That's a good point. You know what I'm saying? Some of these Gentiles who rule in these nations could be like, look, you know, hey, we're going to put it out there and we're going to allow the people to make a decision how they want to live. See, so-called chosen ones, God's real chosen people, we bring balance to the whole equation. We supposed to bring balance to this earth right now. Us waking up is supposed to bring some balance, you know? Somebody said the power went out on the ship before it hit the bridge. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Somebody said, I'm glad I'm with the woke folks. This is not an accident. I'm from the DMV. Thank you for your content. Man, I got a lot of DMV natives up in here, man. Dang. That's what's up, though. You know what I'm saying? That's actually where I grew up, in the metropolitan area, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Somebody said Sonic has shake out called blackout, whiteout, and cigarillos. I don't know what you're talking about, fam. You got to be clear with your message. Yeah, man, it's something really taking place, man. I don't want to stream real long on this. I just wanted to bring some type of, like, you know, awareness to what's going on. Just, you know, if something I said, you know, triggered some thought and really got you to thinking about what's taking place in America, hey, you know, move accordingly. All you gotta do is plug in with the brothers in truth. Y'all know how to reach me. You can reach me via Instagram, and also I have a website. And actually, if you go back to my community section, there's a post there where I have a WhatsApp group as well as my website. And for brothers who want to link up with men of truth and get involved with some land development and, you know, starting our communal living and being in the infant stages of it, building with the brethren, not only building but having a brotherhood as well, but putting something in place that's substantial for our people in case things just go sideways, in case things just get real crazy out here. We got something set aside for us as a contingency plan with all that's going on. That's all I'm saying. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Go ahead and check that community post out. It's probably about a week ago. I'm gonna have to share that link again in the description box. If that sounds good to you, man, show your support by supporting me on Cash App, because, you know, those donations go towards the land development project. So my Cash App is New Breed Global Truth 77. Pretty soon we got a project at the end of April that we're gonna be working on, so y'all can see something actually manifest on the land. Although there's things there now, we got wells dug, we got a well dug, we got trailers, containers, or whatever the case is. We got camping supplies, we got some RVs parked out there. There is a small home that's already built out there. Young lady, she built the home out there already. So there's some things going on there. We just need all the support we can get, because you need a budget to get some of these projects done. So support me on Cash App, New Breed Global Truth 77. Look, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming through. Yo, till next time, shalom and peace.